So this video is just to help you with what you're supposed to be inputting into the calculator in order to solve for these kinetic energy problems. Okay, so I'm going to do these practice ones with you, and then hopefully you can apply these same methods to your homework. Okay, so what is the kinetic energy of a 44 kilogram cheetah running 31 meters per second? So we want to know kinetic energy. So we're going to use this top equation. Kinetic energy equals 1/2 mv squared. Okay, so our velocity, the v, is the meters per second, 31. Okay, and then our mass is 44 kilograms. So when you're putting it into the calculator, you'll want to put in the velocity first and square it. Okay, so I'm using like an Apple calculator. So like if you have an iPhone, if you open your calculator in the iPhone and turn it so it's horizontal, your calculator will look exactly like this. Okay, or if you're using just a regular calculator, you should have these same functions near the top of your scientific calculator. Okay, so first we're going to start with velocity, so 31, and we're going to square it, so the x2, okay, times the mass, so times our mass is 44, okay, times 1/2, so times 0.5, and we should get that our answer is 21,142 joules. Okay, if you can't find the squared function, what you can do too is you could just take 31 times itself. So 31 times 31, that's the same thing as squaring it, then times our mass of 44, and then times the 0.5. Okay, you get the same answer. All right, for the second one, a bowling ball traveling 2 meters per second has 16 joules of kinetic energy. What is the mass of the bowling ball? So we want to know the mass. So we find the equation that's solved for m. So we're going to take 2 times the kinetic energy divided by our velocity squared. Okay, so first we want to start with that squared. Okay, so our velocity in this case is 2. So 2 squared is 4. So I'm just going to remember that number. And so if you have a problem where the number is kind of harder to remember, you might want to write it down. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and clear out my calculator. Okay, so 2 times our kinetic energy is 16. So 2 times 16, okay, equals 32 is our top, divided by our velocity squared, which was 4. Okay, and so we get the answer of 8 kilograms, which is our answer we got here. All right, for the last one, an object has a kinetic energy of 489 joules and a mass of 13 kilograms. What is the object's velocity? So we're going to use this last equation. The velocity equals the square root of 2 times the kinetic energy divided by mass. So we're going to solve what's inside the radical first, then take the square root of it. Okay, so 2 times the kinetic energy, our kinetic energy is 489. So 489 times 2. Okay, then we're going to divide that by our mass. So our mass is 13, so divided by 13. Okay, and then we need to take the square root of that number. So you should have a square root function on your calculator. So when you click that, our answer is 8.7. So our answer for this, let me get my thing out, would be 8.7 meters per second. Okay, so hopefully that helps you in what functions you're supposed to click in order to solve for these